This hangout is only here live. Gentlemen, welcome back to the week here in the Regulators, everyone. My name's Dave. This is Terry. How's it going, Terry? Say hello to the people.
Good day, and hello.
Good, Steve Garrett, sir. What's up, man?
Living the life of the rock star, man.
That's what we do here. That's what we do. All right, so where are we rolling first, Terry? I guess we're going to do some, try and be educational today. Was that the deal?
Yeah, sounds good, Dave.
All right. So we were kind of talking before the show about Cyber Monday and looking at client data and seeing what's been going on. And, one thing occurs to those who do such things is that essentially, I think a lot of people, we agreed that they're coming there from either news mailings or they're coming from bookmarks. They're not really searching Google on that day for something. They've generally found something by then.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think it was, Steve, you were saying that that's the kind of stuff you want to plan for probably in the summer months.
Oh, yeah. We've gotten in the habit of if you don't have your plan in place by August, you're playing catch up to everybody else. It's terrifying. The worst we've had was one client. We started them up in mid to late October, and all of the marketing and everything finally really started to take effect in January. So they completely missed the window. It still added up, as they went. But if we'd have been able to start a month or two earlier, we could have gotten in earlier and had a better Christmas for them.
Yeah, I think on average, looking at some of the e-commerce tracking on clients was in the order, I think, Terry, of 10 times their daily sales. You know what I mean? Over those few days, people that were doing 2,500 did 25,000. And again, search was, I think, it was less than 20% of the attribution for those sales. Terry, again, like I think you were saying, Terry, is that people are kind of looking for this stuff in September, October, book marketing or whatever, or jumping on a mailing list or what have you. And that, if you're trying to, I don't think search played into it a whole lot, at least not directly. Maybe it's a secondary.
Yeah, and I think people, when they're, if they're Christmas shopping, right, you kind of think about the person's interests, and then you do searches to see what's out there and what it costs. And then you'll kind of bookmark the places that looked like they had what you wanted at the price you wanted. And then they're basically going through their bookmarks and looking at if the prices are still the same.
Or you're even shopping with somebody and they say, "Oh man, I'd love to get that." You go home or you go on your phone or you whatever, like you're saying, find it at that point while it's fresh in your mind, bookmark it for later.
Yeah.
Yeah. We see a lot more traffic in this window of time from newsletters than anything. Because this is what everybody's actually expecting.
Right. Yeah, that's the other thing we wanted to touch on is because I was seeing a large bulk of a company's clients were from various mailing lists. Yeah. So you had an awesome thing you've been working on. So you might as well bring that one up.
What we've been experimenting with is segmenting our lists now. Most of the major email players now will let you take your general mailing list. Let's say you've got a mailing list called customers that everybody who becomes a customer gets stuffed into. Well, now you can also segment those lists. So if they buy, let's say you've got a music store, and if they're buying guitars, then they're customers who bought guitars. If they bought drum kits, they're customers who bought drums. So when you do your general mailings, you mail to your whole list. But if you want to target just your drummers, then you just hit that single segment of your much larger list.
Well, it's not a hard thing, I think, to get your head around because you've already built a site that's segmented in those different product departments.
And you can take it to the next level, say starting in August or even all year round, where we're starting to put, we're noticing that the time to purchase is getting longer. People are taking longer to make that buying decision. So what we've done is we've added an email subscription spot on every single product where, let's say they're looking at guitars and it's like you have a little box down there next to your buy button that says, "Not ready to buy yet? Would you like us to let you know when this goes on sale?" And then there's just a real quick spot for them to dump their email address, and then it puts them to that guitar segment. So that when you do want to send them a coupon or send them a discount, you can go ahead and do that. What's nice is if you play with your mailing lists right, and you have a good programmer who knows APIs very well, you can start with a leads list and a customer list, so that you're not mailing exactly the same. So you might want to take the people who say, well, yeah, I'm interested when this goes on sale. So they go into leads and guitars instead of customers and guitars. Because you don't want to send your customers...
Right, you don't want to send them an email with the product they already bought. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So this way you can entice your leads, and say after a week you send them a coupon for 5% off. And if they buy, then they get moved from the leads list over to the customer list. If they don't buy, then in another week you send them a coupon for 10% off. And then if they buy, you move them, and if they don't buy, you keep hitting them until they do buy, or they unsubscribe.
If you know they bought a guitar, you can upsell the accessories too.
Exactly, because then that's when having that segment comes in real handy.
Now, strings are on sale this week, amplifier, et cetera, et cetera.
And this is the list segments is a much cleaner way of dealing with it rather than having 200 or 300 mailing lists.
And it's also going to be a lot less irritating for the person receiving it, because it's tailored and customized. They're not going to be looking at you cross.
Exactly. You're not sending mailings about guitar cases to people who bought drum kits. It's a lot more work on the programming side, and it's more work on the management side, but the conversion rates go up significantly when you start behaving this way. So it's been a huge deal for some of our clients. We've managed to add an extra zero to the end of their revenue stream based on newsletter sales. So real happy to see that.
Well, that shows you're doing your job, right? Most people measure in money, not rankings.
Right. Only problem is now they're only paying in bass boats. I need to get them to step up and pay me in yachts.
Okay, yeah, that's it.
So there's our educational tidbit for the day. I guess our other one is be sure to spam the hell out of YouTube. Oh, boy.
I thought that was hysterical. Okay, the basic story.
Okay, let's see.
Gangnam Style went over the magic 32-bit integer number a while back. So their number of views being shown was wrong. It was a negative number sometimes. It was just weird. So they finally fixed all that, and I went to look at the Gangnam Style video again just out of curiosity. And the very first comment that showed up was from Aaron Wall saying, "I do this for my customers." I love it. I think it's amazing. I don't know if that's because we're tied together on Google Plus that his comment came up first.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see. It doesn't come up for me. So
I don't know why that was. So I thought it was hysterical. There were a few people that commented that they weren't real thrilled that his comment was first, but that's okay. I saw that
first for me too,
and thought, perfect. That is just outstanding.
Yeah, what's it say here? Under promise, over deliver, email spam, pitch of the day.
Yeah. Email spam, pitch of the day.
Nice.
I think he copied that from somewhere else. I don't think that's his.
I just thought it was very, very entertaining.
Yeah, strangely enough, I don't get it, so I don't know.
Just think, though, that video, right, is doing almost 1 billion views a year. Because it was last year when it reached 1 billion, right, Steve? About this time of year?
I think so. And YouTube made the comment. They had absolutely no idea that, any video would ever get, 2.1 billion
Yeah,
views.
they didn't really plan on that one.
So... very entertaining.
All right, Terry, we got some new things, or not really, in the land of, I guess, display none or display hidden, or...
Yeah, that's one of the older posts. There's been a few things on this recently. I guess people still didn't, we talked about a few months ago when Google made this announcement
It
about.
wasn't really announced. It was kind of like an off-the-cuff thing. Somebody asked a question to John Mueller, basically, is where I originally heard it.
Yeah, well, it was also they updated. We first got the idea, Dave. Remember when they released the announcement about Googlebot rendering? Now the fetch is Googlebot rendering, and that's when we saw that. Hey, it doesn't show everything on the page. That's pretty significant, because I've already had a few people come to me and we realized that they had a lot of hidden content that they now had to, make the ultimate decision, do I do this for the search engine or do I leave it as it is for the users? Again, it's, half of one, a dozen of the, half of one, six of the other, or whatever, I was going to say half of one, a dozen of another, and I realized that that's not it.
Yeah. Again, Steve, this starts coming off to me like we're being told how to make our websites, and fuck you if you don't do it their way. Because I think it's a good UI ability, you know what I mean? Anyways, so they're good. John Mueller's saying here. So if you want that content to really, really indexed, I make sure that it's visible. From our point of view, blah blah blah. I feel kind of almost misled. He's saying that users would feel misled by that tab having information.
I think that's total horseshit.
That's come on.
That's stupid as.
Isn't that? Come on, man. Really. Anyways,
I also had a link there that was from another Google post that actually showed you how you could get them to index that material using targeted links on the page. It actually ended up with those targeted links being right in the SERP jump to. You'll see it in the list of links I put there. I thought that was very interesting, that if you use good targeting with your links on a page, especially in like when the old FAQs are back in style, because Google loves them, now. They were out of favor a while, now they're back. And a lot of times to facilitate a good FAQ so the page isn't 10 miles long, people were putting them in div tags. So maybe that's one reason that they decided to use that.
Is this the one you're talking about here?
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. I think that would also get your material in those hidden divs indexed.
Yeah, okay, but this is a little different, isn't it? Okay, yeah. But still interesting. Yeah, again, that their whole advice on that other shit, though, man. I don't know what to tell you. It's just, come on. Steve, what's better for UI? Having tabs to display various information, or having the user scroll all the fucking way down?
It depends on whether they're on mobile or not.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
I know. We just finished an internal website for a company, and we went with tabs because that's what they're an older metric. They're an older demographic, and they prefer the tabs. So we compromised. We added some depth to the pages, so there were fewer pages. Otherwise, we'd have ended up with 30 or 40 pages on a website that really only needed 5 or 6 if you combined it properly. And so we kind of split the middle in that last one. But personally, I hate pages that scroll forever.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I think it, for me, better UX to have that information accessible from a tab or something.
And I think Google knows that people don't like to scroll either. The only people who seem to like pages that scroll are fucking designers who put those huge sliders at the top of their fucking pages. To you.
I wouldn't go that far. Inverted scroll done right is actually not a bad thing. The problem is some of us live in areas with limited bandwidth. And having an infinite scroll that preloads.
I was going to say the load time is going to be yeah.
It just absolutely makes certain websites for me unusable.
Right. Or how about a slider that takes up the whole screen?
That doesn't bother me so much. Depends on what's in the slider.
Yeah, well, I think it depends on the site, too. There's some sites where it probably helps. There's others where it just makes people search for the content, and they sometimes wonder if it's even there.
Yeah, depends if it's valuable. Does it serve a purpose? Especially if there's navigation elements in the slider. You know what I mean? Like, you know, your most popular areas of the site, just click here. You know, because people search for real shit. So.
Right.
I can live with that. Terry! PageRank is dead. Wow, really?
I don't even know why this stuff gets commented on in you know, like, Jesus.
Well, I just personally like how the title has PageRank, but the first line is Google Toolbar PageRank. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's keep that.
But I'll tell you this much. I would say PageRank as a metric is probably 90% of the reason that most of the sites I'm cleaning up need cleaning up. In other words, when they chose the places where they're going to put content, it looked to me like a lot of it had to do with the PR, the homepage of the site.
Well, of course it did, because everybody's screamed PageRank, get links from websites with high PageRank. Okay, that's what makes us rank. Let's go do it.
Right. Like, that's the only metric that Google has, that there wouldn't be something about quality of that website.
For a long time, PageRank outweighed an awful lot of sins.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's when it was, what, monthly almost updated?
Yeah.
Once upon a time? But
Maybe
yeah.
2005.
It really should have been. It really should have been obvious to Google that putting the PageRank in the toolbar was a bad idea. When the first directory said, "We have a PageRank of 3, it costs $6 to get a link here."
It only took another 8 years, huh?
It's like, have you guys not been paying attention to what's been going on? And then 8 to 10 years later, you freak out. It's like, where have you been? You didn't notice any of this coming up to this point. Now you're making everybody pay for it. Yeah, that's a whole nother long argument.
For me, it was never a metric. Never. Of course, then I wasn't big on linking either. Oh, there you go.
Terry,
Yeah.
you gotta love this first comment, or second comment. Well, the first comment's what an asshole. I don't know what that is.
That's typical of a round table, though. I mean,
I don't know. I had to check and see if I was on YouTube.
You tracked every no-class person in SEO comment in there.
The second one is, I think with PA out of the equation, domain authority is the only thing you can consider. And of course, value of the client to your content is of prime importance. What? So yeah, this guy's gone again. You know, he's not.
Doesn't realize his domain authority is PR.
Well, it's just some other arbitrary metric. This time it's the Moz. You know what I mean? Again, get these arbitrary metrics out of your head. Learn how to look at a site, look at fucking links, look at various rankings or whatever you want. Figure out how to value a site on your own without some little tool giving you a number. It's just my problem with them. Like, give me a fucking thing.
Well, there should always be more than one input to any decision. Most of them have a lot more than one. But we got to remember that a lot of that style of link building was done by people who probably didn't have a really good command of English.
I'm wondering if Pratap Dev here is just hoping he must believe that no followed links or something. His is a classic comment. I am working with Webmaster SEO from 2 years, and PR is no issue for me over a few years ago, so I think this is not a good news and not bad news.
He probably did a lot of the posting I'm referring to.
This guy said Santa Claus is coming, or PR Claus maybe. Oh, look at this one. Google is trying to do something. What is the secret behind changing the PR factor? This stuff's great.
Like, you know, they automatically read that to basically say Google is no longer using the link graph. That's what that sounds like. Like, yeah, let's move on.
If Google don't want to make it as a ranking metric, then remove it. But how will we choose sites for off-page submissions? Oh, wow. Oh, Simon says.
I need a lot of educating in my life.
Simon says, does this mean semantics search only?
Come on, Dave. Let's move on.
Oh, sorry. I just can't help myself here.
I know it.
That'd be a new show for us, boys. Just go around and read the comments on SEO posts.
Evaluate the comments on SEO Roundtable and Search Engine Land.
And Steve could do a half-hour segment on the forums. It would be like a comedy show, man.
Actually, we've been dropping the hammer pretty hard on the Webmaster forum lately. It's been kind of nice. It's been kind of quiet for a change.
Oh, that's nice. So you're cleaning it up a little bit.
But, yeah, we've adopted a hello, Dexter. We've adopted a zero tolerance policy to stupid comments and stupid posts, and the threshold for being stupid's not real high. So.
William, we're always in that camp.
It's all good.
That's funny. I swear to God, yeah, I could do that all day. All right, moving on. Okay, Steve, Microsoft's age-old image library, clip art, is no more.
Yes. Clip art, this is kind of not SEO related at all. I just thought it was entertaining because what Google or what Microsoft has done is integrated Bing image search into Microsoft Office. So now if you want to go to insert an image in a Word document or a PowerPoint presentation or whatever, you can insert one from your own computer, but you can also get one from the internet. And when you do a search, it uses Creative Commons licensing to determine what images to show you and let you grab to your heart's get. Yeah, exactly.
That's what I like about it, Steve. The fact that they aren't showing you everything like Google. They're actually just showing you what you can actually use.
Right.
I think that's awesome. And that does make it kind of search related.
Yep. What it really is it makes getting around Getty Images a lot more fun, because now you can do, you could always use Creative Commons before, but if you're doing your initial layout in a Word document to send to a client, it makes life a lot easier than going to iStock and looking for a image and all that other fun stuff.
Well, I just thought of something too, Steve. When they contact you, just say, yeah. When Getty contacts you now, you just say, yeah, I got it from Bing Search, supposed to be Creative Commons. I suggest you sue them.
Yeah.
I think they would love that opportunity.
Well, and you have to watch out with the Creative Commons stuff for anybody who's posting their stuff to like Flickr as a Creative Commons. Because just because you didn't sell it doesn't mean somebody else can't grab it and package it and sell it. You have to be real careful with what Creative Commons license you agree to, because we've seen a lot of photographers and artists complaining lately that all their photos got lifted and put into a for sale clip art CD again. Well, you licensed it as this way, so they can do this.
There you
All
go.
right. From the not somewhat recent and ongoing story news, I guess. I don't know. So back in November, Terry, Google says cache date's now over a month old.
Yeah, there was a problem where Google was indexing sites and not updating the cache. Now, the interesting thing about that was Mueller actually said that while Google doesn't always update the cache when they index your site, I think that was covering something up myself. I don't think it's a lie. I think it's a not it's kind of like when you tell half the truth. And it turned out afterwards that it was a technical error, which I believe is quite possibly attached to Penguin, in that Penguin pages are seemingly segregated, not to be indexed. And what happens, because Google puts everything with parallel indexing directly into the index, it pulls them afterwards. And I think that's what is happening.
Right,
Or things get verified before they go into the index. There's something going on there myself. That's what I think.
And then, let's see, December 1st, they seem to have fixed whatever it was.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. That was from the week before. Like, you have to also remember now, folks, there is so little news. We're taken from 2 weeks, so we can give you a full hour show.
No, it's a running story too, though. Come on, it's like part 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Part 1 and 2, man.
That's a lot of these are, but you know what I'm saying, Dave, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, for sure.
so we kind of have to, pair these things up, so we're giving the end of the story with the beginning.
That's it, man. All right, well, interesting enough, I guess. Let's see what else is out there today. I'll leave this Penguin stuff till the end, I think.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Hey.
Steve can leave that he does.
Well, no, that's it, Steve. If I can make it through without going near a Penguin for a week, hey, I'll do it.
Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll just do them at the end, and if we have enough time,
that's it. Yeah, that's it. Just leave them.
Okay, yeah.
Because, really.
Oh.
All right, what was this one? Terry, let's see.
Well, I guess
King of the United States.
Yeah, and Google identifies Barack as the king of the United States. Probably might
He's
have
also an
something
emperor.
to do with them both being heads of state, right?
I don't know. Looks like the old,
Kind of looks like one of the old.
It's like the old bombing days, isn't it? Like, what was it? Pathetic failure, useless failure, or something like that. What did they have on Bush there?
Yep, something like that. Well, what I think is funny is, if this is with Google taking more answers and sticking them in the SERPs because it's a fact and a well-known fact, they're going to have to put somebody in charge of making sure that it's actually real and really a fact, because obviously the United States doesn't have a king.
Well, I wonder what the authority is on that Breitbart where it happened. I'm thinking it's probably quite high.
Staggeringly high. It's a very, very highly linked conservative website.
Oh, okay. There you go.
It looks like the old days of Google bombing to me.
Sure does.
Oh, man, alive and well, man. Those were the good old days. I guess for the younger folks out there, it used to be a toy of the SEO community to have people's names and profiles come up for various, often unflattering terms.
Back when anchor text was king.
Now it's Barack Obama.
Yeah, now it is. Now it's just a lowly peasant.
Hey, it's got lots of power. Never heard of negative SEO? Got lots of juice in her still, boy.
We know your webpage is about red widgets, but you've got too many links that say it's about red widgets. Therefore,
it must be about something else.
You must have cheated to get all those links from all those customers talking about your cool red widgets. We're going to have to penalize you.
Yep, there's a couple of things on the EU wanting to break up Google and stuff there too, Dave. I think that might be good for a couple of minutes. And I see they removed another guy from the CERT, and it wasn't due to the what's that law called where they take your
right
name
to be forgotten.
Oh, right to be forgotten. It wasn't related to that.
So can you submit people you don't like to that?
Yeah.
I would like to forget this person exists.
You know, go and create some funky Gmail account and send it over. Send it's me. Yeah, could you please remove me? Kind of like removing links with Gmail, random Gmail accounts, right?
But the most funny link in there, right, Dave, is the one where the EU is now going to try and get Google to split up. Like, I don't understand how you can split it up. Split up what? You take search from AdWords from search, and there's no way to monetize search. So
no, what they're saying is that they have to be two separate and unique companies, where Google search places would have to have an AdSense account and be just like every other website and monetize just like every other website does using an AdSense account. And I can understand why they would say that, especially based on the original paper written by Larry and Sergey, saying, you know, adding ads to search is a bad thing. If you want to put something in court when you go to sue them, that would be the thing I would use.
So they're saying Google has to have a separate company for the maps, for the image search, for the local search, for, like, that makes no sense. If I'm Google, I say, you know what? Fuck you, we're just moving on.
That didn't stop anybody from trying to pull Internet Explorer out of Microsoft or out of Windows.
Right.
You know, I mean, I can understand the philosophy behind breaking up these giant mega companies, but it never works the way they think it will, because all you've done is taken them from a big behemoth that moves slowly and created lots of little companies that are very
very nimble. Yeah.
The thing is, search would have trouble. They would, like I said, they would have to have a legitimate AdSense account. And Dexter, you need to stop. They would have to have a legitimate AdSense account and be treated like every other advertiser. Have their account suspended because of fake clicks, all of that stuff, to be able to break them up. That would be an accounting nightmare for Microsoft, for Google. Not that anybody cares, but
yeah,
I'm surprised it's taken this long to get to this point.
Yeah, it just so happens that the guy who kind of proposed this bill also works for the lawyer firm that's going to get all the work.
Well, yeah, but I mean, when you look at how dominant Microsoft was back in the 90s, when they were attacked for being a monopoly, and then compare them to where Google is now, in 2014, almost 2015, I don't see a whole lot of difference between those two companies yet. But yet Google's getting a free pass.
Yeah, maybe they just have more lobbying cash out there.
Well,
what are they, number 2 in the States now?
What are the alternatives to Windows? And they were more busted for what they tried to do on the store shelves and stuff, not just for having a big company, right? Like, that was a big part of it. The way they used their size to
bully.
Yeah, or marginalize the smaller companies by giving them no shelf space.
Yeah, but the world doesn't need shelf space anymore.
That's true. which is why Google went to software as a service. That's basically what they are now, and they're making more money. They should have done it a long time ago, because, there's only one copy of Windows in India, and the rest are all a copy of it.
Hey, that's right.
The EU politicians.
But that's a big, I'm sure, that those, maybe there was 2 copies. I'm just saying.
The EU politicians just want to get their hands on all that lobbying dough that Google's thrown around in the States.
Probably.
They're just putting their hands out, man. Come on, give me some of that dough.
Well, or that's what they do in the EU, too, is, try and tell businesses how to run their business. You can't lay someone off or fire someone in France. You got to keep hiring them, even if there's fuck all for them to do. Stupid. But that's the way they run things over there.
All right, well, hey, let's try and get a little away from Google for the moment.
And sorry to all my European friends, but I just call it as I see it. If you don't like it, it's Steve, that's steam-driven.
All right, let's try and go Yahoo Bing.
This is very interesting, Dave. You also have that, I couldn't find an article on it, because I think it might have been a little bit further back, but Firefox also went default to Yahoo.
In Europe.
Yeah.
Oh, was it just in Europe?
I think that's what it was,
okay.
yeah.
But this kind of says to me that Marissa is getting ready to unleash a search engine as soon as she can, as soon as the deal with Bing is up.
Yeah, because it says here, however, the fact that Yahoo is competing against Bing suggests that CEO Marissa Mayer is preparing to separate from Bing at her first legal opportunity. So she's trying to distance Yahoo from Bing, apparently.
Yeah, you also have to take into consideration that Yahoo probably has the best mobile platform of all the search engines.
Actually, it's the U.S. there, Steve. In a surprise move last week, Yahoo became the default search provider for Firefox in the U.S.
I had it backwards.
Oh, so it was reversed. Of course, they didn't want Google in Europe because the Europeans would probably say, oh, sorry, you can't do that.
All right, so that's interesting. Huh. Yeah, well, it'd be interesting to see somebody do something, that's for fucking sure.
Well, it'd be nice to have another engine to kind of work on, Yeah, of course, they'll all still work on the same principles because, they've never been too far from one another, Sometimes in the old days, you used to look at Yahoo and it'd be pretty close to the same. Things looks a little bit different now. You find some that are in both search, but not like before. They aren't carbon copies. Hey, Steve, you search Bing more than I.
Yeah, no, I don't do much searching at all anymore, which is kind of sad.
Oh, you spend all your time on Pinterest, eh?
Pinterest and YouTube. Got to get the funny videos to post.
Next co-host there, Steve.
Yeah, I'm doing my Matt Cutts impersonation. I'm going to start doing all my podcasts with my cat.
Don't you have to stroke its head and go, yes?
I have been.
Yes.
I have been.
Yes.
Okay.
He's evil. He's evil. Look at him. Oh. Mr. Norquay. Terry, is this the story that we were talking about in the chat room today, or what is this?
Yeah.
This is the guy, huh?
Yeah. This is
all right. Well.
And a mutual friend of ours also had that. I was seeing him, and he had a client that it didn't happen the same way, but it had the same outcome.
sorry, the context for our listeners would be that this fellow's client, I guess, disavowed everything. Did he?
Yep. Whoops. Including their own site.
They disavowed their own site.
Yeah.
Wow.
Killed all the rankings.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Now, here's what's interesting about that, David. Google has claimed many times that if you disavow a link that's not bad, they will not.
They disavow, right.
It won't hurt you. Well, I'm thinking that they're fucking liars, to put it bluntly. Or
so
that
it's entirely possible. Maybe the next time it crawls around, or the other links it reinstates them, maybe. But definitely, it looks like it's disavow your own sites. Definitely. I wonder, Terry, does that kill your internal link equity? I don't know.
It could. I don't see why it wouldn't.
Yeah, if you did the whole domain, that would kill every page.
Yeah, if you disavowed your own site at the domain level, would that fucking kill your internal link equity?
Mm-hmm. It would kill every link coming.
Wow.
So be careful, kids. Don't disavow your own site. Not a good idea.
I guess the next question is what type of legal responsibility do the people have that did that? Because this goes beyond getting a few bad links. This is a serious mistake.
Yeah, oversight. It's more than oversight. It's a mistake.
And depending on the length of time for recovering from it, the damages could be considerable.
I'm thinking when you change that disavow file, if it goes down that quickly, it should go up that quickly.
Well, the site is dogtreats.com. That's a pretty high-level TLD, man. I'm thinking it was probably...
No, that's an example.
Oh, okay. So
it's not actually the site that it happened on.
Oh, I see what he's saying there. Okay,
no, he actually says, save this client site.
Yeah. All right, okay, yeah.
Got to read between the lines there.
Still, I want to test that like SNC or somewhere that I don't care about.
Oh, yeah. Let's test that on...
Just disavow. Just put one domain into the disavow. Put one domain in the disavow. Just the domain itself, and see what the fuck happens. That's funny.
And then submit it for the site itself. I think what the problem is. Hey, we should try that on Search News because
that's what I'm saying.
Not doing anything there.
Right. Take SNC and just put one. Just disavow itself. That's all. And see if that kills the internal link equity or if anything happens.
Well, see, if you disavow it, then do I have to on my site so that I don't have any bad links coming from there?
Well, yes, because now it's untrusted. Yeah. Imagine if that works, Steve.
Can you imagine the emails that say, please add your own domain to your disavow list so that the links coming from there no longer hurt anybody?
I'm shutting down my news site, and I'm really pissed at all my authors. Disavow my own site, and fuck you all. Oh, boy.
So the thing to remember there is that, I think we both discussed about how careful you had to be when you were disavowing sites.
Oh, yeah.
I'm up in my, I'm going to be a little more careful now.
I know there are a lot of tools out there to automate that, but I still go through and look at them.
Yep. Yeah, I'll use a tool for sorting, but I still want to manually, to a degree, to be looking at stuff.
Still want to review each site. You're right.
800search.com, 200search.com, 300search.com. Those ones I can safely just skip by and say it's crap. But I still want to look at the edge cases.
SEO directory in it probably can go.
Yeah, I'm more looking for those edge cases than the ones I'll manually check. You know what I mean?
abc59.domain.com.
Anything.cn.
Yeah. I like to just not take any foreign links. I don't think they really do you any good if they're not the same language.
Well, if you've got an international site.
Yeah.
If your site is in English and all the comments on the other site are in Chinese or Japanese or
well,
Italian.
.cn.ru are usually in my bag. See,
Yeah, but even if it was on a .co and all the comments were in Spanish, that looks odd to me.
I know plenty of websites that sell to Canadians, but their sites aren't written in Canadian.
Fuck off.
A boot, an A. Yeah. I talk about gravy a lot in hockey.
Talk about a lot of gravy in hockey.
Yeah. Gravy on ice. Well, it's getting sad, boys. 15 minutes to go, and unless somebody has something better to talk about, we're kind of down to the penguin.
A good way to finish up.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Do I have to replace my cat with my penguin?
Oh, jeez, I don't know.
The penguin to the cat, the fuck around.
I talk about this shit so much here.
You know.
I talk about it so much. Even when I'm out at a shopping mall with my kids, they see a penguin or a penguin, they're like, "Dad, you should get that." That's just pathetic. Yeah.
You'll get all stuffed toys for Christmas. Then.
Yeah, I'm just getting lots of pandas and penguins for Christmas. To all our listeners, feel free to send them over. All right, so back on December 2nd, we've got Google Penguin reversals and fluctuations. Interesting.
Well, it seems like some people thought that they had got recovery, and then something happened and it got rolled back.
So, yes, part of the Penguin 3.0 rollout is still ongoing.
That's a fucking month and a month of rollouts. Fuck off. It's just part of indexing now. You haven't figured it out, guys? Come on.
And there's a lot of crap to go out and index. There's a lot of websites that quit being websites over the last year.
Yeah, for sure. The link graph is forever evolving over the course of a year, that's for sure. Yeah.
I think there's so many things that are being turned up in the SERPs, Dave. For instance, the query QDF is like on fucking steroids or something. Basically, if you got something a month old, they think it's old news, not worth having anymore. But if you go in and socialize it, no problem.
Kristen is offering up her website for a real quick audit on screen. she thinks we would laugh.
All I can say to her is if it does become a rolling update, that's fine by me.
That's better, because then at least people, aren't sitting there waiting.
You've got recourse, especially with the specter of negative SEO and other bullshit. You know what I mean?
Well, David, a lot of people I know and that I worked on cleanups with, they still aren't building links because they wanted to see, where they were at.
Building links is a bit of a challenge, folks. So many websites are terrified of giving anybody a link these days.
Yeah, and there's your goddamn problem. Yeah.
I saw a post on Google Plus for Matt Pets talking about the 30-day challenge, and the first or second comment was, "How am I supposed to get links now that everybody's afraid to allow guest posts?"
Or even leak out editorially.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's like, again, I don't know. We've preached this a zillion times here. Just stop fucking penalizing. Just devalue them, and SEOs would catch on. How do you think SEOs caught on to fucking anchor text and everything else? Trial and error. You know what I mean? If people were submitting fucking forum directory links and shit like that, and they weren't giving any kind of boost, people would figure it out. No need to penalize. We would figure it out.
They can identify the links well enough to penalize you for them, but they can't identify them well enough to not count them. I don't
Yeah,
believe
why get Matt Cuts back in the day or who the fuck ever come out and say, hey, by the way, you can keep doing those directory links, but if you haven't noticed, they're not doing shit anymore. No penalty required. You can change the
Yeah,
face.
a friend of ours ranked a site for SEO terms using nothing but directories. So,
my point wasn't exactly specifically directory links. My point is simply that don't penalize sites with penguins that roll once a fucking year. But just tell people what they, say, hey, don't try and do these anymore. Don't do guest posting because it's not going to work.
So you guys don't have a job.
And my wife says that we wouldn't have a job. Thank you, dear.
Keep it up. Dave needs the work. But here's the thing, Dave. I think you can still do guest posting. You just got to be a little more careful about where you post.
Well, same with your directory thing, right?
the problem is the sites that are worth posting on these days aren't taking guest posts.
I haven't had refusal yet, and I've actually had people ask me to post.
I know of several people who have started building out brand new portals again, specifically for guest posting, specifically to help their own clients, because there's so much. It's so hard to get anybody else to let you do anything.
I agree.
And we're going to be right back to, I know they've been going after blog networks, but this is a little different than a blog network. These are genuine portals, but, they've got an intent behind them to boost a specific website.
Right.
It's a lead scheme.
They're smart. They don't, they stay to that website's topic. That's where a lot of the guest posting blogs made their mistake, was they made themselves so the footprint is too big when you start taking stuff from everywhere. I mean, Dave and I could look at a site, and you could, just from, looking at the homepage, you could find half the shit that they had done that was bad. I mean,
finding somebody's blog network requires having just a single blog post to work with.
And it doesn't even have to point at that blog. At some point, all the dots connect.
Yeah. I mean, if I know a blog that's selling blog posts and I see one post, then I can look at that blog and see what else has been posted, and then do a search for those same titles and find half their blog network really fast. And to think that it's all hidden and no, you can't do it, it's not possible, I've been too careful. A load of crap.
Yeah, and then they find all the social bots that they're using to, support that and verify those things the same way. It's, I truly believe that the biggest problems that most SEOs have is they underestimate the power of Google. How much it really can find out. Because of the amount of information they have.
Kristen apparently can't get into her website. I can't even get into the admin section. Not good. All right, so are we done? We're done. 8 minutes. Let's just take it easy here. Everyone breathe. So, Steve, have you actually been on the forums lately? You've been smacking people down.
Actually, yeah, we've been over WebPro World. We've adopted a new, very low tolerance policy to crap. And
does that help? How long has that been going on? Is it working?
Yeah, mostly because we're deleting stuff so fast. It's ridiculous.
No. What kind of tolerance are we talking about? Ignorance, meaning stupid people, or just plain out spam?
For a long time, we were allowing stupid posts like, according to me, "Hey, drink is," and that would be their post. It's like, no, go away.
Yeah.
So it was, there's just a lot of real. It's a quality issue. So we're just ripping the low quality stuff out. The mods and the people who've been around a lot longer have agreed to spend more time answering legitimate questions. So we're offering a little more help than we used to, which is kind of fun.
Like the old classics. I have a new client in SEO. Please tell me how to do SEO.
Yeah, all those guys. Every once in a while, we hold one up and we crucify him in public, but the rest of them we just delete.
Yeah, you got to have one test case every once in a while to get the point across.
Yeah, I mean, we've had just recently we had a discussion where somebody has an e-commerce website with 40,000 SKUs, and they've been pandalized because they're using all the manufacturer's descriptions just like everybody else. And between the Panda for low quality content or duplicate content, and the fact that out of 40,000 pages they've got 130,000 indexed, it makes it easy to give them a path to follow to fix the problem. And so it's kind of nice to have some of those discussions again that will help somebody, legitimately help someone, versus all the crap that's out there these days. Ain't that right? I think we lost Terry. Now we lost Dave.
Okay, sorry, I just remembered I had to phone a client.
Oh yeah, you got a 1 o'clock, do you?
No, something.
We had a 12:30.
I got so many e-commerce people right now. Everyone's just nice and quiet because they're filling orders. So,
That's always good. This time of year is quiet, that's for sure.
It's beautiful, man. All right, gentlemen, we're 5 minutes short. I think everyone will let us off.
People will forgive us.
I'm sure. So yes.
All 15 today.
So, Dave, one more show before the end of the year, eh?
Oh yeah, that's it. We have to do our Christmas special, man.
Yeah, that would be the 17th.
Oh, okay. No, 17th and 31st. So we get to do a New Year's Eve show too.
Oh,
yeah, have fun with that. I'm not going to be on.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, we'll just get the whole dojo crowd in and get drunk.
You have something better to do?
All right, folks. Thanks for tuning in as always. This is Dave here, Terry Van Der Hoort, SEO Pros, SEO Dojo, Steve Garanser, and Kat.
And Dexter. Say goodbye, Dexter.
Hello, bye, Dexter. Team-driven media, you can find him, of course. And until, I guess, we'll be back in a couple of weeks.
Yep.
News. Until then, guys, have a great
Have a good week, everybody.
Yep, go make lots of money. Killing that e-commerce.